YouTubers, my name is King1993 and today I'll be talking about another Caesar character, and today's Caesar character will be called
No problem.
Lawine. So without further ado, let's get started.
I shall unveil the hypocrisy of this world.
Okay, so first of all, let's lower the sound. Sorry about that. Forgot to lower the sound. Okay, so Lawine, what type of character is she? She is falling into the higher tier ranking, except if your teammates are horrible, then obviously nothing is gonna work. But if your teammate is gonna be extremely good at listening to what type of enemy to attack and what the enemy to attack, then obviously in that way any character can become better. So I'll not talk about what other teammates are gonna be like. What I will be talking about why these characters fall into the higher ranking category. So there are a few reasons behind it. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about the weapon. So the weapon of this character, obviously you'll need recoil control, and before recoil control it is horrible, so you'll need recoil control. Let's see what happens within the 10-meter distance. So as you can see here, it is now very good. The hit are within the area, and if I were to increase the magazine capacity, it is going to be even better, and not the reload, because the reload only lowers the second of reloading rate by 1 second, so it is not enough. And in this case it depends on you. If you want to use this, obviously it is going to be useful, and if you use this, it is still going to be useful. So the question is, okay, which one should you go for? Well, let's see. So if I were to use this 10-meter distance and shoot, I can get 880. Now if I were to use rate of fire, only 40 more. So in this case, I suggest that instead of going for this one, go for this, because what you need is high rate of fire compared to the damage, which is only about 40 points more, which is not enough in my case. Okay, and headshot, obviously not a stringified damage, because stringified damage is when the enemies are in a paper mode, but majority of the time when the enemies shoot you, the problem is that the enemy themselves are gonna be facing you and you will be able to shoot them. So stringified damage doesn't actually work that much. Okay, so these are basically the things that makes this character okay to use, but this is not the main point. The main point of this character is when you use this character in her ability to use her active skill and ultimate and passive skill. It is what makes this character very useful. Okay, for example, let's say I am running towards a certain place. Okay, so I do not know whether the enemy is there or not. Okay, suppose there is no enemy there, and the question is okay, what if the enemy suddenly shows up? What can I do at this angle? So in cases like this, before you even go to this angle, the question is okay, I'll use this, and look there, I can see two enemy. One dead. Okay, I can see another two dead. Okay, another is here at this place. Okay, done. And that is basically how you use this character ability to detect where the enemy is and expect where the enemies are gonna be coming from, and you can shoot the enemies at those places. And that is basically how this character is very useful. This character has the ability to call echolocation. Sorry, not echolocation, like plasma location or something. That is what her ability is, and it basically creates an area where you will be able to detect enemies up to 3 scan. So the blade will work up to 3 times, not more than 3 times. So you'll have to be careful on where you use it. And obviously what happens is the amount of time it takes to recharge this weapon is about 30 seconds, which is a lot. So in this case, I suggest that you do the following thing. Make sure that when you are using the demolition match or maybe escort mission, after finishing all of these gun recoil and magazine, sorry, this armor magazine, sorry, this light armor regain, and then go for this accuracy. After you get this, immediately go for pulse plate. Now in the demolition match or maybe in the what should I call it, the escort mission, you can lower this overall time reload rate by 10 more seconds. So you'll need about, you will get about 20 seconds to reload the whole plasma blade thing. Okay, so that is basically how it works. It goes down from 30 seconds to 20 seconds. Now the question remains is, okay, what happens if I were to use it on a moving bus? Okay, like for the escort mission, what happens if I were to do that? So normally you think that this thing is gonna go forward with the bus, right? It doesn't. It only pulse once and gone. So in cases like that, I suggest that you don't use it on the escort bus. Otherwise, what happens is the bus, I think a bug, for a bug reason, it automatically gets cancelled out. So don't use this knife on the bus. You'll have to use it on near the ground, for example, near somewhere here. So as the bus moves forward, this blade is still gonna work many times. Like let's say not even at the side, let's say even at the bottom. If you were to shoot it at the bottom here, it's still gonna work. Okay, just make sure that you don't hit the bus. Otherwise, the pulsatingness is gonna not even happen 2 times, only 1 times. So that's the whole problematic issue here. Now, the what is the second part? The second part is gonna be her ultimate. Let's talk about her ultimate. So what happens in the ultimate? So in the ultimate, it creates a straight line up to a certain point, and whenever she enters there, she becomes invisible. Now, obviously, she cannot fire within this zone. So what is this used for? This is used if you want to hide your allies within that line, then that line will be useful. And if you want to hide yourself, it will become useful. And if you want the escort bus to move forward, then you can basically hide in that line. Okay, and then you will be able to hide yourself properly. And even if the enemy sees you, all the enemy will see is that you're trying to move with the bus and you are undetectable. So in cases like this, let's assume the bus is gonna be going from here to here. Okay, so I'm gonna be putting this uh thing, okay, like directly from behind. So let's say I am behind the bus. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is first of all, I'm gonna mark the area to make sure that I don't throw it somewhere else. Okay, and then I'll use this X ultimate. Now it has created a straight line. So as I stay within this straight line, as I move here, everything should be fine. And obviously I cannot switch to weapon. I do not know why I cannot switch to weapon. And as I move here, I'll stay invisible from the enemy. Unless the enemies enter this field, only then they might be able to see me. But otherwise, if you just want to hide yourself and your allies, then this is the best place to hide till the escort mission is done. So that's basically how this thing works. Okay, so afterwards you can uh, enemy exposure duration. So if you want to expose any of the enemies within this area here, so can I expose them? Let's see. What? Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. What the? Okay, sorry. So let's see if I can expose the enemy location. Oh, I can see it on the map. Sorry, I can see it on the map where I am aiming. So it basically creates an infinite line, and within this infinite line, it seems like I cannot see the enemies. Yeah, I cannot see the enemy. Okay, but what I can see is that I can hide myself within this certain area. So that's basically how it works. And it has a certain distance limit. So if I were to use it again on this plane here, you will see that it has a certain limit, and I can basically move within this certain area. But the thing is, you must need to be careful. It seems like there is a limitation of how far it works, because as I go up, I am not invisible anymore. But if I were to go down, yep, if I were to go down, maybe I'll become invisible. Okay, let's see. Oh, I can become invisible again. I guess it is a type of glitch. Let's see what happens if I were to go up. Hmm. Okay. Okay, I can still hide myself. I think that was a glitch. Because of the glitch, I was visible, but normally I should be invisible even when I go to higher grounds. So this is one of the benefit of this character, that this character is able to hide herself. Now the question remains is, okay, what about her passive? What happens in her passive? Enemies hit by Lawine primary weapons are briefly exposed to her. Primary weapons are briefly exposed to her. So I don't get what this means. I have no idea what this means. Enemy hit by Lowine's primary weapon are briefly exposed to her. Oh, okay, I see. So let's assume I am gonna hit someone and hide immediately. Okay. So this character, if this character bullets were to hit the enemy, they will be available for me through the walls up to a certain period of time. So it is basically like exposure of the enemy, what the enemy might be. Now, you can definitely see how this character is very useful. This character is useful because she can able to draw where her weapon goes and then shoot there. She can hide herself, and when the bullets hit the enemy, I can see the enemy for a certain period of time. And that's basically how it goes. Enemy exposure duration is basically 2 seconds. So shadow reveal, right? Okay, so this one, not that one, not this. This one is the passive. So this passive allows me to see the enemy for 2 seconds longer. So if I were to use this in a situation such as uh, escort mission or the demolition mission, the bomb defusal mission, that is, then this will become handy because after shooting the enemies just once, I just need to hide to let my allies see where the enemies are and able to shoot the enemies there. So that's basically how this character works. This character works in support and DPS mode because you definitely saw that she was able to produce about 840 damage. So within this range, I think this character is extremely powerful. Not only powerful, rather also has the ability to detect where the enemies are. So there are moments when I use characters like this. What happens is I instantly gain the ability to feel that these characters, with this character, I'll be able to get MVP. That is what it feels like. Normally, it doesn't feel like for every character. There are some characters that makes me feel like that. So these characters fall into that higher tier category where maybe her damage is not the highest, the second or maybe the third highest, but despite all that, she is still capable of producing the amount of result which will get your ranking to MVP ranking, which is a rare thing. It doesn't happen that instant feeling for me every time for every character. It happens for specific few characters. Okay, for example, when I select this one or this one or this one, or let's see, this one and this one and this and this and this and this, like these few characters basically gives me an impression of extreme strength which any of the other characters are unable to give me. So this is basically how what her capability is gonna give you the feeling of excitement that you are gonna be getting the MVP. Now the question remains is, okay, in terms of the grenade, which type of grenade would you go for? Obviously she is the type of character who is able to detect the enemy's location. Based on that, you can select the smoke bomb because smoke bomb will hide yourself, and while she hide you, okay, you are still gonna be able to see the enemy if you just shoot them once. Why did that happen? Shoot them once. For example, that was a bad example. Let me give you another example. So let's say I am hiding somewhere. So the first thing I do is to get the enemy's location and immediately use the smoke bomb on myself. And then I will know where the enemies are. and that is basically you'll be able to kill them. So make sure to use the smoke grenade and the windstorm grenade if the enemies are basically gathering in a concentrated area. Then this windstorm grenade should be able to help, and as the enemies fly up in the sky, you should be able to kill them. Normally they go even higher up in the sky, maybe not this time. Okay, that one did go up. Now you can probably get the idea of which type of grenade to use. Now after all of this is done, the question is okay, when it comes to aesthetic, let's get some opinion on the aesthetic. Okay, where is it? Here it is. So in terms of aesthetic, the one she is already wearing is good enough actually. And let's see, this is basically alternate, and this is the legendary type. So this legendary type is basically autumn allure. It looks like a fantasy Chinese dress. This majestic and elegant attire of a warrior, fearless bravery, and many other things for battle, eye-catching bright red, and revealing a hint of femininity. Okay. Now, obviously, this is legendary. So when it comes to legendary, you can use alternate as well. So, okay. So first of all, let's look at this. This is the base, and this is the alternative. Okay. Good thing her eye color doesn't change. Like when you give an alternative, just change the color. This is if the developer, I'm talking about the developer points of view, like if the developer want to make a character, make sure to change everything but not the eye color or the hair color, unless they do it for a specific reason, then only change the hair color but not the eye color. Like eye color is something, let's keep it simple for every character. Sometimes what happens is when you change the character's overall attire, their eye color changes. Anyway, so this is the epic. I think the epic compared to this epic is even more revealing type, and this is basically some sort of Chinese dynasty type of vibe. Anyway, now let's talk about the weapon skin. So this is the Caesar members weapon. Every Caesar member have this similar type of weapon category. This is by default my good collection. You could say that I like this type. And this is the summer beach. Theme wise, it is okay. This is the the Japanese version of Raiden Shogun from Genshin Impact vibe. This is camo. This one is also good based on the camo theme. Overall, it is maintaining its proper aesthetic. And this is the okay. I do not know. Normally, I do not like this abstract color, but here I like it for some reason. Maybe it was done in a specific way that matches the pattern. Now let's see. What about this? So this is the Chinese dynasty weapon. I think her clothing is a lot more better than this weapon. The weapon shouldn't have been done in this manner. It looks like a bayonet. You know that assault rifle that people uses with a sword on the front like a bayonet. And this is basically what it looks like, some sort of plasma gun. So it gives a plasma type of gun type of vibe. So overall, these are the weapon skin and the character skin. So overall, skin wise, everything is okay. But the main reason why I put her in the higher category, because whenever I play this character, I often get the feel that yes, I'll be able to dominate the game very easily. Like to the point that before even making this video, I was winning 2 fight. I had won 2 fight here. Okay, and out of these total 4 fights, I was able to get MVP up to 2 times. See, MVP 2 times. So you can definitely get an idea, like whenever you play this character, and if you are capable of understanding how this character works, then every time you choose this character will be able to benefit you in such a way that you will be able to get higher score out of this. Even this character can also do the same, but the user of this character was very bad at handling continuous shot with this shotgun. Like this guy's shotgun, sorry, not shotgun, sniper rifle is extremely powerful and continuous. Yet this guy or girl, whoever they is, they were able to get a score of 161. Like if you look at the kill ratio, this team killed us a lot more than we killed them. Look, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 2,000, 1,000 damage, whereas I was only able to do 3,000, and this guy did 2,000, and here it is 2,000, 2,000, 2,800. Man, in terms of actual uh, killing the enemy, we were actually losing. But because we got a head start in this game here, which is why we are basically at the top. So that much good this Lawine character is. So if you like this character review on how to use this character, then please give a like and subscribe and click the bell notification icons to get more of this type of topic on a regular basis. Thank you and see you again next time.